Hello, my good friends. Hope you are doing great. Welcome back to the Credit Cards Clarity Show, and I am your host. Let's kickstart. Unlocking the power of money is what we are all about here, right? You are in for a treat today. I am your host and wealth coach, and trust me, today's episode is a game changer. We are diving into those sneaky hidden credit card fees that can quietly drain your wallet without you even noticing. You might be shocked to learn that these little charges can add up to hundreds of dollars each year. Think about a single late fee or an annual fee and how it multiplies across months. Picture this: a $25 annual fee, a $35 late payment, a 3% foreign transaction fee on a $50 purchase, and a one-time balance transfer fee of 3% on a $1,000 transfer. Individually, each of those numbers might not feel like much. Together, they can turn into a direct hit to your financial progress. Over the course of a year, those costs can easily add up to several $100s, money that could instead be building an emergency fund, paying down debt, or investing for your future. In this episode, I am going to walk you through the most common hidden fees, how they work, and why they exist. I will show you concrete examples so you can see the math for yourself. You will learn where to look on your statements, which terms in the small print matter the most, and which fees you can realistically negotiate or avoid. We will cover annual fees, foreign transaction charges, late fees, returned payment penalties, cash advance fees, balance transfer charges, inactivity or maintenance fees, and surprise merchant surcharges. For each fee, I will give a quick story or real-world scenario so the numbers make sense and stick with you. But this will not be all about fear. The real value here is in the action steps. I will give you practical, no-nonsense strategies to stop these fees from stealing your money. That includes specific negotiation scripts you can use when you call your issuer, timing tips to avoid late fees, and simple account management habits that prevent accidental charges. I will also explain when a fee might be acceptable because it brings value, for example, an annual fee that unlocks travel credits or insurance that you actually use, and when a fee is simply a drain. By the end of this episode, you will not only understand how hidden credit card fees add up, you will also have a clear plan to reduce them. Small changes add up quickly. A single decision this week could save you hundreds of dollars over the next 12 months. So get ready to sharpen your financial radar, protect your hard-earned money, and take one more confident step toward financial freedom. Imagine paying for a subscription you did not even know you had or getting hit with late fees because of a missed payment. It is frustrating, is it not? Yet this is exactly the kind of slow, sneaky leak that drains your financial progress. The good news is that these problems are solvable, and by the end of this episode, you will be armed with the practical knowledge to spot these fees and avoid them like a pro. Let us get started. First, understand how these fees hide in plain sight. Subscriptions automatically renew, merchants bury cancellation rules in fine print, and card issuers may apply penalties for a single late payment. Individually, a $10 or $20 charge may not feel significant. Collectively, across multiple cards and services, they add up to real money that could have gone into savings, debt reduction, or investments. Here is the framework I want you to follow today: identify, quantify, act, and prevent. Identify. Start by reviewing the last 6 months of statements for each card and bank account. Look for recurring merchant names you do not recognize. Pay attention to small monthly charges that you may have signed up for during a trial period. Use your bank or card portal search function with terms like subscription, membership, or recurring dollar amounts to speed this up. Many mobile carriers and app stores also show subscriptions that bill through their platforms. Check those too. Quantify. Put real numbers on the table. Add up all those small recurring charges. Multiply by 12 to see the annual impact. For example, 3 subscriptions at $10 per month each equals $360 per year. A single late fee of $35 plus returned payment penalties can cost more than a month of one subscription. Seeing the totals often motivates better action. Act. Cancel subscriptions you do not use. Call merchants directly if cancellation forms are confusing. When you call your card issuer about a late fee, Use a polite script. Explain that you are a long-time customer. State the date of the missed payment and request a one-time courtesy waiver. Many issuers grant one waiver if you have a history of on-time payments. For unauthorized or unknown charges, file a dispute promptly and ask for a provisional credit. Prevent. Automate smartly. Set up autopay for recurring bills you must not miss, but pair autopay with calendar reminders a few days before the payment processes so you can adjust if your balance is low. Use tools and apps that alert you to new subscriptions. Consider virtual card numbers for trials and online signups so you can turn off a specific card without affecting other payments. Set a monthly finance check on your calendar to reconcile statements quickly. Additional tips. Negotiate annual fees by asking for retention offers, downgrade expensive plans before renewal dates, and ask for refunds when a service underdelivers. Keep emergency funds so you do not miss payments during tight months. Finally, monitor your credit reports periodically for unexplained activity that could signal fraud or recurring billing gone wrong. These steps are simple, repeatable, and effective. A small routine change today can prevent hundreds of dollars of leakage over the next 12 months. You will gain peace of mind, better cash flow, and the confidence that your money is working for you. Let us get started. In fact, let me ask you a question before we get into it. How much money do you think you have lost due to credit card fees? What's the amount that comes to your mind? Is it $25? Is it $50? Is it $100? Well, if you're honest, the number might be higher than what you think. And by the time I'm done sharing some eye-opening information in this episode, you would realize how much of a money magnet you've actually been without even knowing it. So the first type of fee that we need to talk about is something called balance transfer fees. Balance transfer fees are charged when you decide to move your existing credit card debt from one credit card to another. Imagine having multiple credit cards and each of them has a different interest rate. You would want to consolidate all of those credit cards onto one single credit card with a lower interest rate. So you call up the credit card company, you ask them to transfer the balances from your other credit cards onto this new credit card, and they agree to do it. But guess what? They charge you a fee for doing it. This fee is typically a percentage of the amount that you're transferring. For example, let's say you have $1,000 of credit card debt on an old credit card and you want to move it to a new credit card. The new credit card offers to move that debt for you, but says that they'll charge you a balance transfer fee of 3% of the total amount, which is $30. So now instead of paying off $1,000, you'll have to pay $1,030. Now here's the thing. These balance transfer fees are sneaky because sometimes the credit card companies try to hide them. They bury them deep within the terms and conditions, or sometimes they just don't mention them at all. So how can you protect yourself from these balance transfer fees? Simple. Always read the fine print. Understand the terms and conditions of the credit card before you apply for it, and always ask customer service directly if there are any balance transfer fees involved. By being proactive, you can avoid this hidden fee and save yourself some extra cash. The second type of fee that we need to talk about is something called annual membership fees. Now here's where it gets interesting. Not all credit cards charge annual membership fees, but some do. For example, let's take the American Express Platinum Card. It's a super fancy credit card that comes with all sorts of perks like airport lounge access, travel insurance, and even discounts on things like Uber and Saks Fifth Avenue. It's a great card, no doubt. But guess what? It also comes with an annual membership fee of $695. That means every year you have to pay $695 just to keep this credit card active. And here's the thing, it's easy to overlook this fee because American Express doesn't call it a fee. They call it an annual membership dues. They try to make it sound like you're joining a club rather than paying a charge. But at the end of the day, it's still a fee. So how do you defend yourself against annual membership fees? Simple, always read the fine print. Look for the fee schedule in the credit card agreement and then compare it to the benefits of the credit card. Is the value of the benefits worth the cost of the fee? If yes, then it might be worth keeping the card. But if not, then it's probably better to cut your losses and cancel the card. Trust me, being informed is the best revenge against these sneaky annual membership fees. The third type of fee that we need to talk about is something called late payment fees. Late payment fees are charged when you don't pay your credit card bill on time. Let me paint you a picture. You use your credit card to buy a bunch of stuff like groceries, gas, and even a few online courses. At the end of the month, you get a credit card bill for $500. But you're a bit tight on cash at the moment, so you decide to only pay $100 of the balance and then pay the rest next month. That idea. Most credit card companies charge a late fee for minimum payments that are less than the amount due date. So in addition to your $500 bill, you're hit with a $39 late fee. Now imagine being charged this fee over and over again. It's like a never-ending cycle of debt and despair. So how can you avoid late payment fees? Easy. Set up AutoPay. With AutoPay, you can automatically pay your credit card bill on time every single month. No more excuses, no more late fees. Just make sure you have enough money in your bank account to cover the payment. And if you can't afford to pay the full balance, contact your credit card company. They may be able to work with you and set up a payment plan that fits your budget. Remember, communication is key. Don't ignore those credit card bills. Pay attention to them and take action. Your financial future depends on it. The fourth type of fee that we need to talk about is something called over-the-limit fees. Over-the-limit fees are charged when you spend more money on your credit card than your credit limit allows. Here's a scenario. You have a credit limit of $1,000, but you go on a shopping spree and spend $1,100. Bam, you're over your limit, and guess what? You're charged an over-the-limit fee. This fee can be anywhere from $25 to $50 or more. And let me tell you, it's like getting slapped in the face with a financial penalty. Here is what else you need to know. First, going over your limit does more than cost you the fee. It raises your credit utilization, the percentage of available credit you are using, and a sudden spike in utilization can lower your credit score or make lenders more cautious. Second, some issuers will simply decline the transaction instead of charging a fee, while others will allow it and apply the fee, so outcomes vary by card and by day. Third, in some cases, an over-the-limit event can trigger other consequences, such as a higher interest rate or a mark on your account history if it is accompanied by a late payment. Now the good news, you can manage and avoid these fees with a few simple steps. Set balance alerts so you get notified when you reach, for example, 80% of your limit. Consider asking your issuer for a credit line increase if your income and credit history support it. Turn on account notifications and enable AutoPay for at least the minimum payment so you do not miss a due date that could compound the problem. If you ever do go over, pay down the balance immediately and call your issuer politely to request a one-time fee reversal. Many issuers will grant it as a courtesy, especially for customers with a solid payment history. Quick checklist. Monitor balances with alerts. Keep utilization well under the maximum. Aim for under 30%. Request a credit limit increase if appropriate. Use AutoPay and calendar reminders. If charged, pay promptly and ask for a courtesy reversal. Treat over-the-limit fees as an avoidable leak. With a few habits and a little vigilance, you can stop that slap in the face from ever happening. Now here's the thing. Some credit card companies are sneaky about these over-the-limit fees. They don't tell you right away, and the fee just shows up on your bill out of nowhere. So how can you defend yourself against these sneaky over-the-limit fees? Simple. Ask your credit card company to text or email you when you're getting close to your limit. That way you'll be aware of your spending and avoid any nasty surprises. Plus, you can set up something called a credit limit increase. With a credit limit increase, your credit card company will raise your credit limit so you have more room to spend before going over the limit. It's like having a personal financial bodyguard that protects you from over-the-limit fees. Just remember, with great power comes great responsibility. If your credit card company raises your credit limit, don't go crazy and spend like a drunken sailor. Stay responsible and only spend what you can afford to pay back. After all, it's your money. Treat it with respect and it'll treat you right back. The fifth type of fee that we need to talk about is something called balance inquiry fees. Balance inquiry fees are charged when you check your credit card balance too often. Picture this, you're at the grocery store trying to figure out how much money you have left on your credit card. So you pull out your phone and check your balance. Bam, you're charged a $2 fee. Imagine going to the grocery store just to check your balance 10 times, and suddenly you owe the credit card company $20 in fees. Talk about a major buzzkill. Here is what to know about these fees. Not every card charges them, and the channels matter. Some issuers charge for balance checks made through certain methods, for example, an automated phone line, a text message service, or an ATM inquiry, while checks made through the card issuer's website or official mobile app are often free. The policy varies by issuer and by country, so it pays to know the rules on your accounts. How to avoid balance inquiry fees. Use the issuer's official website or mobile app whenever possible. Those are usually free. Set up low balance and payment due alerts so you do not need to check repeatedly. Use a budgeting or account aggregation app that refreshes balances without separate inquiry fees. Confirm the app uses the issuer API rather than costly phone checks. Call your issuer and ask where balance checks are free. Ask them to explain which channels trigger fees. If you are charged, politely request a one-time courtesy reversal. Many issuers waive small fees for customers with a good history. Quick checklist. Check balances through the app or website first. Enable push or email alerts for balance thresholds. Avoid ATM or automated phone inquiries unless necessary. Track monthly checks so you do not unintentionally accumulate fees. If billed, call customer service and ask for a waiver. A few small changes to how you check your balance can prevent these tiny, annoying fees from turning into real losses over a year. Now here's the deal. Some credit card companies don't charge balance inquiry fees if you check your balance through their app or website. But if you check it over the phone, you might be charged a fee. It's like they want to punish you for being too curious about your own money. So how can you escape these balance inquiry fees? Simple. Check your balance online or through the app. It's quick, it's easy, and it's free. Plus, you can see your statement and transaction history while you're at it. The sixth type of fee that we need to talk about is something called cash advance fees. Cash advance fees are charged when you withdraw cash using your credit card. Here's the scenario. You're running low on cash, so you decide to withdraw $200 using your credit card. Sounds convenient, right? Well, not really. In addition to the $200 you withdrew, you're charged a 3% cash advance fee, which is $6. Plus, most credit card companies charge interest on cash advances from the moment you withdraw the cash. It's like getting double penalized for needing some extra cash. Now here's the thing. Some cash advances can come with additional fees, such as ATM fees. So you might be charged twice, once by the credit card company and again by the ATM owner. It's like getting ambushed by financial penalties. So how can you avoid these cash advance fees? Simple, use a debit card instead. With a debit card, you can withdraw cash from an ATM without any fees or interest. Plus, you'll only spend what you have in your bank account. It's like having a personal financial bodyguard that keeps you safe from unnecessary fees. Here is what to watch out for. Cash advance fees are often a percentage of the amount withdrawn or a flat fee, whichever is higher. Interest on cash advances typically begins accruing from the moment of the withdrawal. ATM operators may add their own fee on top of the card issuer fee to fees for one withdrawal. Cash advances often come with a higher APR than regular purchases and may not earn rewards. How to avoid these fees and protect your money? Use a debit card for ATM withdrawals whenever possible. Debit withdrawals come from your bank account, so you avoid cash advance fees and the immediate interest charge. If you must use cash in an emergency, withdraw a larger single amount to minimize multiple ATM fees rather than making many small withdrawals. Keep an emergency cash buffer in a checking or savings account so you do not need to rely on credit cash advances. Consider bank accounts with free ATM networks or cards that reimburse out-of-network ATM fees. If you are charged a cash advance fee in error, call your issuer immediately and request a review or a one-time waiver. Some issuers will make exceptions for genuine emergencies. Quick checklist. Prefer debit for cash withdrawals. Maintain an emergency cash buffer. Minimize the number of ATM withdrawals. Know your card and ATM fee policies. Call and request a waiver if charged unexpectedly. Treat credit card cash advances as a last resort. With a little planning and the right habits, you can avoid that double hit and keep more of your money working for you. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you learned something valuable. I want to thank you for being a part of our community, and I want to invite you to share your thoughts and feedback in the comments below. Also, please don't forget to like this episode. It helps us grow and reach more people with our message. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We release new episodes every week, and you won't want to miss out on any of them. Thank you again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in our next episode.